Josh, so look, if we have an empty mind, automatically this non-duality, you can say state, or it's revealed. So we don't have to do anything. I feel that's what some of these people are trying to say. Like, you don't have to do anything, nothing. Okay. But how to get an empty mind? Like, do you have an empty mind? If you have an empty mind, yeah, okay. But how to get an empty mind? What's the practical, like, some good suggestions on how to accelerate this process of having an empty mind? Because I can tell you most people don't have an empty mind, including the people making videos talking about an empty mind. So one thing we can do is introspection. I got to comb through my life. I got to see, like, what am I doing that's causing restlessness in my mind? What's producing a busy mind, an irritable mind? Like, what's going on here? And start to look. Just start from the time you wake up. Like, what are my habits? What are my addictions? What's seemingly holding the consciousness hostage? You know, certain desires. That's a big can be a big obstacle. You know, like I had to, when I was in Hollywood, like 20 years. I don't know, 20 years ago, I was trying to be an actor, and I was just, that's all I thought about. Like, I just like, how can I, and the irony is I didn't really want to be an actor. I just wanted this, you know, because I didn't feel good about myself because I had some other bad habits, and I was stuck in other addictions and stuff, and acting I thought could buffer that inner compromise that I was feeling because my life wasn't purified. I wasn't living from an inner alignment, and so I was trying to use these other things to save me from that, to give me a hit of dopamine, you know, which just took me deeper into unconsciousness. There's all these layers, you know. So I was super addicted and just focused on superficiality. And getting people to give me attention and praise and all that. So my mind's on that. It's not empty. And then I was focused on, like, trying to get hits of validation and attention from women, you know, in LA, Hollywood, because there's so many. They're all actresses and models and all that stuff, but it's super pretentious. Like, now I'm looking back, I'm like, God, I'm not interested at all on that level, but these are the stages we got to go through, you know. And because I figured, like, if I could get them to smile at me or something, then that tells me I'm okay, you know. But usually there's an agenda behind that. They're working me on some level. It's not an organic smile. It's not like depth is smiling at depth. That's a spiritual smile. That's cool. Yeah, you can give me that all day, and I'll give it back. That's nice. So we gotta look and see. Like, that's why I made another channel, Beyond the Alchemy. I don't want to cover my microphone. It deals with semen retention, because a lot of guys are stuck in this habit. Women are too, but this channel is predominantly guys. I don't know. Maybe girls watch and they don't say anything, but that's a big deal. We're losing so much energy and prana if we're doing that. If we're masturbating or watching, you know, things to try to get a stimulation from a dopamine hit, it wrecks the nervous system. It just lowers the whole vibe and frequency of the whole body, the mind, emotional body, everything. And so then there's no power left for transformation. Not to mention, not only you don't have an empty mind, you got a dull mind. If you got a dull mind, you're not aware of this more subtle, you know, spiritual nature. I mean, forget about being conscious of non-duality. Like, can't even be conscious of the most rudimentary things, because your whole vibe's down, you know. So that's a big deal. That's why I made that channel. I like it. I like the people that watch it and comment. Like, we have a good rapport. In desires, like, do I have a strong desire to be something in the world, to conquer something, or to manifest? God, those videos get so many views. Law of manifestation. How do you manifest? Yeah, I want to be spiritual so I can manifest. Yeah, I want to preserve my semen so I can manifest. But you see where the ego mind is still full in force. It's like, yeah, the ego mind is totally with us on the spiritual journey as well. It's like, yeah, you need to be more spiritual, then you can manifest. Then you can get all the stuff. It's like, but I thought the whole point, of self-realization is to, what's the point? Is to transcend this human level of creation and being obsessed with it. Isn't that the point? Now, I don't deny it. Creation's cool, man. I'm glad I'm here. I like looking at nature and I like everything. But that's not the answer. It's not going to give me, I can't rest any satisfaction from that. Not permanent. I can enjoy a little bit, but it goes away. Like, I know that already. So you can't get attached to something when you've already seen through it, but you can still enjoy. And that's the purpose. That's the point, You want to enjoy without attachment. The other thing, the company we keep. Who are we hanging out with? What are our relationships? Are we stuck in a relationship that's just not good and toxic? A lot of people are. Because that brings the frequency down. Your mind's going to be so distracted, man, because of the stress that's especially in these romantic relationships or family relationships or work relationships. Those are like the main ones. Friends too, like if we're compromising ourselves because we're just lonely and we need to be around somebody that we call a friend and we've known them for years or decades, so then we just kind of just go through the motions. We're used to handing out because we've been doing it for years, and so we continue that habit even though inside we're like, man, I want to stop this. You got to look at all that. Some people, their family karma is strong. They keep going to their parents or family every week or weekend, and they hate going, but they can't. Oh, it's my family. I have to go. And then their family calls them. They spend an hour on the phone with just toxic conversations because the people they're talking to is just complaining and negativity, or they're complaining about them. What's wrong with you? Do something with your life. You got to cut all that out. You got to somehow see that that's not benefiting you. You got to know what your true purpose in life is, and if it's to wake up and to realize yourself, then that should give you the motivation to kind of cut these things that aren't serving that aren't aligned with this higher, authentic spiritual aspiration you have. You see, you got to be willing to do that. And same with jobs. Like, if you're doing I used to sell cars. It was horrible 20 years ago. And I needed to get out of that environment. But I was a little addicted to the money. I was making thousands of dollars a month and all that. But then at some point I'm like, man, this sucks. I'm out. Now, sometimes we have a certain situation. You can't just cut it all at once. I understand. But you start praying about it. You start, being willing to let God manifest something good for you. If you want to manifest, then let God be the manifester. Say, God, you manifest for me. I don't know what I'm manifesting. Like, I'm not going to use my mind and ego to try to manifest. You manifest, whatever's for my highest good. Show me what I'm doing that's getting in the way of that. Reveal that to me. Awaken my intuition, and let me not waste any more time or years on this planet, because we don't know how long we're going to be here. You don't want to waste your time. Use your time wisely, and you're going to really appreciate that when you do leave this body. You're going to be like, yeah, I didn't waste my time. And if you did waste your time, you're going to be like, damn, I wasted my time. So you want to know that now. You want to die before you die. That's getting more popular slogan that some of these spiritual teachers say, and I like it totally. But is it just something you're saying? Or do you really want to die? Die means die to the ego and the mind and all its desires and how it's going to get happiness out in the world. You want to die to all that. And when you die to all that, then this true, you can say uncaused joy and perception, subtle perception, God perception of life starts to activate. That's the non-dual state, because it's out of duality. You're seeing duality from a non-dual eyes, and then you can be free. Even if you get caught up sometimes, it's okay. Like, okay, whatever, I'm caught up, but then you come out of it. You can't be totally like just protected from everything, because we're in this human body. That's the tax for being a human. We're gonna, we have an emotional body. We're gonna get sometimes, agitated or attached. It's all good. Don't pretend or think that that's not ever going to happen. There's space for that to happen, though. It's fine if it happens. It's not a big deal. Also, environment. See where I'm at? This is cool. This is different than being in an urban jungle. But if you're in an urban jungle for some higher purpose, God's taking care of you. There's no absolutes, But if you feel, again, introspection, if you feel that you could be in a better situation that's more conducive for this spiritual journey that you're on, that can accelerate things, then you need to honor that. That's your intuition telling you that. And if you're not able to get out of it, like right in this moment, again, you ask God for help. If God put it in your heart and spoke through your intuition that he wants to move you to a more conducive place, you can be sure that he's going to see that through. What did Rumi say? He who brought me here will take me home. But sometimes it's a little bit of time. We got to go through this evolutionary process. So realize that and don't get impatient. And just know and have faith that all's good, because it is. All right, talk to you soon.